Hello and welcome back to the Busy Business Owner's Guide to Marketing. I'm so glad you're here for episode 14, where we're going to break down the anatomy of a high-converting landing page. Now, right off the bat, let's clear up a common mix-up. Your homepage is not a landing page. I always explain it like this. Your homepage is the friendly lobby of your business, with lots of doors and directions. But a landing page? That's your dedicated digital salesperson, laser-focused on one single conversation for one specific campaign. So take a moment and ask yourself, are your landing pages actively generating leads for you, or are they just gathering dust? All right, so let's start at the very top of the page, what I call the hero section. This is everything your visitor sees the instant they arrive. And honestly, you've got less than 5 seconds to make an impression. So, what I always look for first is a powerful headline that doesn't just say what you do, but answers the customer's question, what's in it for me? You might find that pairing this with a clear subheadline and a really compelling image that shows a positive outcome works wonders. And finally, the star of the show, a big, bold, unmissable call to action button. Okay, so you've grabbed their attention with that amazing hero section. Now what? Now you have to make them feel safe. This is where I love to see a powerful dose of social proof. It's all about showing that other people, just like them, have trusted you and had a great experience. The classic example is a customer testimonial, but what I always recommend is including a real photo of the person. It just skyrockets the credibility. You might also find that displaying logos of well-known clients acts as a powerful shortcut to trust. Don't forget industry awards, or even a simple punchy stat like trusted by over 5,000 businesses. Remember, this whole section isn't about bragging. It's about easing your visitor's mind and giving them the confidence to say yes. All right, now that your visitor feels safe and trusts you, let's get into the heart of it. Your actual offer. This is where so many people just list features. But what I always do is apply the so what test. For every single feature you have, I want you to literally ask yourself, so what? For example, you might have automated weekly reports. Well, that means your customer saves hours every single week, so they can focus on growing their business instead of being buried in data. I love seeing this laid out in clean, scannable bullet points. It's not about what your product has, it's about what your customer gets. Okay, so they trust you, they get the benefits, but there's always that little voice of doubt, right? What I love to see here is a proactive approach to handling those objections before they even fully form. You might find that a short, sharp FAQ section works wonders. Just tackle the top 3 questions you always get. Is it about the price? How hard is it to get started? Will it work with their current setup? But the real game changer is what we call risk reversal. This is where you take all the risk off their shoulders. I always recommend things like a money-back guarantee, a free trial, or a no-obligation consultation. It makes their decision to say yes feel completely safe. So we've reached the bottom of the page. And what I always call this is the closing argument. It's your final chance to connect the dots for them. What I love to see here is a powerful final summary of your main promise. Reinforce that number 1 benefit one last time. Then present that call to action button again, just as big and bold as it was at the top. And here's a little secret sauce. You might find that adding a touch of urgency or scarcity works wonders. I had a client, a life coach, who simply added only 5 spots open for this month's intake below their final button. Their conversion rate nearly doubled. It's that gentle nudge that turns I'll do it later into I need to do this now. Now, I want to share a mindset shift that is absolutely crucial. Your landing page is never truly finished. I always tell my clients to think of it as a living document, not something you set and forget. This is where testing comes in, and it's not as scary as it sounds. What I recommend is simple A/B testing. All this means is you create two versions of your page, maybe one with a red button and one with a green one, and you show each version to half your visitors to see which one gets more clicks. You might find that starting small is best. Test your headline, your main image, or the text on your CTA button. The goal isn't perfection on day one. It's about making small, data-backed improvements over time. So, to wrap it all up, the anatomy of a killer landing page really comes down to 5 key things. What I always look for is that powerful hero section, a big dose of social proof, an offer focused on benefits, smart objection handling, and a crystal clear call to action. The main takeaway is this: your landing page is your focused digital salesperson. Thanks so much for tuning in. Next time, we're diving into SEO for the time-strapped, focusing on local search and questions people actually ask. You might find it's easier than you think to get found by local customers, and I'll share how. If you find this information useful, we would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe this channel to help others find us. If there are subjects you would like covered, please add in the comments section, and we will include it in future episodes.